Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday interview at Mortgage Coach. This is going to be mastermind style. So my name is Dave Savage, founder of Mortgage Coach. We are going to be talking about how can we help loan officers this week and next week actually have conversations with 25 agents in a single week. And that means you need to make at least 50 phone calls, probably a lot more if you're going to actually have 25 conversations. We're going to be framing that because this is the week before the Modern Real Estate Summit. So we're going to be using the Modern Real Estate Summit as the angle, the idea this week and next week. Regardless of whether you bought tickets that you're going to be giving to agents or not, we're going to give you ideas and scripting on how can you make the most of this? How can you not only use it to bring value to agents, but how can you use this event to actually get conversations with agents, pre-event and post-event? Well, there are a lot of loan officers that have bought 100 tickets, 25 tickets. We've had a few companies buy over 1,000 tickets. We're going to take the premise that we're just going to give you pure value. You don't have to buy tickets to leverage this event with agents. You might need to buy one ticket for yourself if you want to do that at the highest level. But and we're also going to share other ideas. So we've got Todd Bookspan, my co-host of this event. Actually, Win by Noon is underwriting the event and putting on the event, and Todd and I are the MCs, and we're putting it together. So, what's up, Todd?
Hey, not much. It's kind of fun to get to be here on a Tuesday, and I think you just nailed it, right? I think, I've talked to now, I guess, dozens of loan officers over the past, 2 weeks who are leveraging the event in so many different ways, and I think you kind of nailed it. I talked to a lot of LOs who are like, "Hey, I can't buy 100 passes. That's just not my thing. I don't have that database, et cetera." And I just said, well, have you bought a ticket for yourself? That's a conversation starter, right? That's going to be your follow-up after the event. And also, have you at least called agents and let them know that you're participating and they can buy a ticket for themselves? You don't actually have to give the ticket away to do it. So I thought that was great. And then, we rolled out the 25 pack just to make it so that people who didn't felt like 100 was too much, that we still had a discounted way for people to get 25 passes. So I'm just super excited. I can't believe it's just a little over a week away. And I'm a little nervous about the people putting on movie screens, my face being 40 feet tall. But other than that, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, no, I know. I love the movie screen idea, but I don't know what it will look like with that big a picture. And guys, my promise in this call is even if you don't buy a ticket to the event, like how can you use something, could be news, could be an idea, could be an event, and how do you news hack? How do you use that to get into a conversation? We're going to give you ideas. So to join us in this conversation, we have Deborah Byrd. Welcome to the call. Deborah is a social media strategist, a content strategist, and she manages social media for a lot of top producers in the mortgage coach community. She's also managing the social media for the Modern Mortgage and Modern Real Estate Summit. And she's also happens to be the twin sister of Denise Donahue, the mortgage nerd, whose social media and brand she's been managing since birth. What's up?
Hi, nice to see y'all.
Did I get that right? You've been helping Denise with her brand since birth?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, since birth. We say we're roommates.
Yeah, there you go.
I kicked her out first, so.
I love that. So yeah. Deborah's gonna have a voice of how should you be promoting this on social media? How should you just be turning it into a media opportunity for you to build your brand? Like I actually just talked to Alex Cook, brand new loan officer in the business, and he was saying it was, how valuable the conversation was because he's like, these are friends of mine. I mean, he's a friend of mine. He's part of our community, and how he's just leveraging this event to raise his brand in his local market. So jump in anytime, Deborah, with any ideas, suggestions. And then we also have Jody Amend. She's a top producing branch manager. Jody, did I interview you for the first time this year, or did we do an interview last year also? Or is it just this year?
I think it might've been towards the end of last year and then again at the beginning of this year.
That's what I think. And so guys, she's awesome. I mean, her story of how she went from, I was a sustainable loan officer, but I was not a top producer for how many years was it until you really had your breakthrough? It was like
24.
Yeah, 24 years. So 24 years as a loan officer, raising a family, making that a priority. And then she kind of like, hey, I can be a top producer. I can be a branch manager. It's a really cool interview. I really loved it. It was really special. And so Jody, how are you doing in the market today right now?
We're doing good. I mean, just like a lot of the other markets right now, we're really struggling because of inventory. So, our agents are they're putting in so many offers and very few of them are getting accepted. So I think the timing of the summit is just amazing for those agents, because they're feeling the pain right now, and they're looking for help, for support. So it's going to be good.
Well, I'm going to bring in a number of loan officers, and then we have a top producing realtor Glenn Bill, joining us at about halftime, maybe a little later than that. He's actually going to be on the stage, and he's going to tell you what he thinks loan officers should do to get conversations with agents. So we're going to get his perspective in a minute. But let's talk about, first of all, why did you decide to be an influencer of this event and buy 100 tickets? And then what are you doing with those? Like, how are you using that to get conversations to create value?
Right. Well, I'm always looking to, how can I provide value to my agents? And like I said, right now, they're definitely feeling the pain. And to me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, the cost to be able to provide 100 agents with the ticket. I mean, if you make one connection to a new agent, or even just providing that value to your existing agents, to me, it was just a no-brainer. We're using social media. We have posted on Facebook. We've posted on Instagram, and then I've met a lot of realtors on Instagram. And so I've instant messaged a lot of them and started conversations with them. Yesterday I posted your video, like the promo video, and then a personal message and a personal video to about 85 realtors. And I've gotten some good feedback from that. I'm going to be following up with phone calls, the people that haven't responded. I know they're super busy right now, but I just want to have the people that didn't jump on it right away and didn't register right away. I just want to have a personal conversation with them, just to let them know the value in this. And I know they have tunnel vision right now with, the struggles that they're going through. And so I just want to provide more information on the event and hopefully get more people registered for the event. And then we're actually doing a live watch party. We rented out a venue, and it's a big conference room with several big screen TVs. So Todd, you're not going to be it's not going to be a movie theater like we had originally.
I feel a little better.
But several big screen TVs, and we're having it catered, and it's going to be a really fun event. It's going to be, good for them to network. And today I did reach out to my title rep, and I sent my title rep all of the information as well, and asked her to invite some of her favorite realtors. And then I reached out to one of my referral partners, my insurance agent, and he works with a lot of realtors, and asked him to reach out to his sphere of realtors, and then also to my CPA. So waiting to see how that plays out today. But
I love that. Well, you said something that I have not heard yet, and I've heard a lot of top producers share what they're doing and how they're doing it. But you mentioned Instagram, and I remember when we did our second interview this year, it was all about. Remind me of your Instagram.
Colorado Mortgage Mama.
Yep, Colorado Mortgage Mama. She's killed it, and I did a whole interview on how she's using Instagram. So it doesn't surprise me that you used Instagram, but that's super smart. I want to remind folks, and I just shared it in chat, that there is an Instagram IG channel for this event, and there's the video. So the 2-minute commercial. Why don't you share exactly what you did with Instagram? And then Deborah, I want you, because you're managing social media for the event and kind of what we've done and what we're doing. Why don't you kind of speak into the community on how they should leverage the Facebook group, the IG channel, and how you think loan officers should be using our social media platform as a resource. But what'd you do, Jody?
Yeah, well, I have one of my new hires is actually helping with my Instagram. I'm doing a lot of the posts, but she's younger, she's a millennial, and so she's really good at doing the stories. And so we did a post on the page, but then she did a story where they could swipe up to go to the post, and then we put the registration link in. So Instagram has in the profile, you can it's called Linktree, and you can put a bunch of different links in there that people can click to. You can go directly to your website, your YouTube page. And so we put the registration link in the bio for that. And then I just reached out and messaged people that I've been, having conversations with, just direct messaged them and told them a little bit more about the event in case they didn't see the post. And that's where I've had the most of my registrations have been through instant messaging on Instagram.
That is cool. And I do want to remind folks, while this event, it's valuable to give to both prospects and to realtors that are partners, but it's also compliant to give to both. Like if you just bought 25 tickets and you only gave 25 tickets to people that refer you business, that's not RISPA friendly. Like you need to buy the tickets and you need to give them to both prospects and consumers. So having a social media strategy where it's like, whether it's messaging, whether it's a post, if you do buy tickets, it's important that you're giving them to both. And by the way, it's really good business to give them to both. And in a minute, I'm gonna share Kelly Zitlow's script from last week. I'm gonna play the video and give you a 1-minute script from Kelly Zitlow on when she calls a baller prospect agent. What does that sound like? So we'll show that in a minute. Deborah, any questions you have for Jody or anything you want to add to?
Well, I love what Jody said with using the direct messenger, because that is going to be the most effective route when you're inviting someone to this event. The reality is we get a ton of text messages, we get a ton of emails, we get a ton of voicemails. And when you are direct messenger, it's on Instagram or Facebook, it's more likely going to get read or seen. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the message out there for instance, or loan officer title reps are looking to provide value, because like we all know, the inventory is low. And there's, I think back to Dan Keller's story about when he almost got out of the business. He was kind of at a breaking point, and there could be agents there who just need that breakthrough. And so how do we get the message to them? The best and most effective way will be to direct message, and you can even tell when they've seen it. So there is a little bit that you can do to have a strategy of how are you going to approach that so that who do you want to invite, whether you're looking at a production list or maybe it's a bunch of agents that was on the listing side, contracts that you have, depending on how you need to get in front of them. Because number two, not only are you offering tremendous value with this event, there's a lot of agents who maybe were struggling with their lender partners from the last year who were at max capacity, volumes were in, so looking for a new lender partner, and they're waiting to hear from you. So there's a lot of agents, loan officers that I hear that they either don't know what content to post, don't know how to add the value. This is it. Leverage this summit, send them the invite, direct them to the Facebook page or the Instagram page so that they can register and they can buy an influencer package. Maybe they're head of a brokerage or they're a team lead where they too need to leverage the training. Because that's what's great about this pass is you also get a 30-day on-demand access. So if they don't have the 6 hours to spend, because I've heard loan officers tell me, who has 6 hours that they could donate their time to invest in for an entire day, which I would argue that there's a lot that could benefit from the 6 hours, but you get a 30-day pass of on-demand access where then you can break it down and you can make it a continuing education where you're deepening the relationship, and maybe you do it in bite-sized pieces. But getting the word out there and spreading the message is social media, direct messaging is the way to go.
So Deborah, just by the way, FYI, your video quality is tough and the voice was going in and out, but we heard everything you said, or I would have jumped in. But
Okay.
if there is a way to update your internet, just know that
Yeah, let me see.
that would be good. And the only thing I want to say, guys, is it's multi-channel. Like text is good. Slide dial is good. Personal phone call is best. Social media message is good. So I have a multi-channel approach. We did provide a raw video, so you can actually download the video from our Facebook group. It's in the file section of the Facebook group, and then you can text it. And that is what Kelly's doing. She's like, I'm texting the video to people before they talk, the 2-minute commercial, so that they're hearing right from agents what was said. But I'm with you, Deborah, like sharing it via Messenger. Hey, Jody, I'm curious, when you were sharing it through Instagram, were you sharing the raw video or were you sharing the video from the IG account of the event? How are you doing it?
The raw video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and I'm not test it all, but here's the playbook, guys. use social media, use social media messenger, use text in a tailored way, uh, phone calls and conversations broaden the value of the event. So it's not just the power of what's said and the gift of what's given, but it's actually a great chance to build relationships with clients. Do viewing parties. Jody, I know you were going to do some type of, same day viewing party. I know Kelly Zitlow is going to open up her office and kind of have an open house for agents to come by and mastermind. Are you doing anything the day of the event?
Yeah, we rented out an event space and we're having it catered, and it's going to be limited to about 32 people just so that we can still distance somewhat and be respectful of that. But yeah, we're going to have a fun party. And then I was thinking as you were talking about that, this is also a great opportunity for follow-up phone calls to reach out to all of those agents, and make sure they were able to watch the live event. If they weren't, remind them about the 30-day access to the content. But then if they have already watched the content, just re-engaging with them and asking them, what they thought about it, what were their takeaways, what are they going to implement?
Love that. So Todd, I want to make sure before we get to the 30-minute mark and Realtor Glenn Bill comes in, we go through Kelly's scripts, but is there any quick questions you have for Jody or Deborah, or anything you want to clarify for everybody?
Let me add hang a little extra on what both of them said about the follow-up afterwards. So it's not just more quality conversations, in the next 10 days. It's actually more quality conversations over the next 40 days and beyond, because you have this opportunity. We're going to actually give speaker notes out to all of you, so you'll have access to, kind of what we viewed as kind of highlights from each of the speakers to really empower you with what to talk to clients about afterwards. So we'll have calls like this afterwards where we'll talk about, hey, here's a script and an idea and a video to talk about with your realtors this week. So we can kind of stretch it out as long as we can into the year. But the bottom line is it gives you another reason to follow back up, right? We all have call reluctance when we don't know what to say. So we kind of already laid it out, right? We're going to give you Kelly's, what she's doing. You heard what Jody's doing, so that you can actually call your agents, whether you're buying tickets or not, just to invite them to watch the event, right? Even if you get a pass and watch it in your office in the conference room with 2 or 3 other agents on the big screen there, that's a great idea. And then you have this opportunity to follow back up. Hey, what did you think? Hey, I know you were late to our event. I know you missed the first hour. Hey, did you go back and watch those yet? Remember, you have 30 days access to do so. So it's not just the event itself. It's what you can stretch it out way beyond it and use it to really build relationship and help your realtors grow. I think that's the biggest thing that excites me about the event.
Cool. So we're going to have Realtor Glenn Bill within the next 15 minutes. Let's hear Kelly's playbook. This is like less than 2 minutes, and then let's listen to her scripting. And then Jody, I'd love for you to give comments and maybe share what you're doing differently than this. But let's hear Kelly walk us through her strategy of what she's doing.
Well, thanks for having me, Dave. So let's see, as far as production goes, we're closing about 40 to 45 transactions a month right now. And what I'm doing, I'm like super excited about this because having been in the Modern Mortgage Summit, I already kind of know the lay of the land, and I found such value in that personally that this is just an easy and a no-brainer to present to the real estate community. So, that's really the context of how I'm saying, guys, like, you cannot miss this, right? In fact, I just got off the call with an agent on my drive in this morning, and that was really the conversation. So what I did was I took your little 2-minute video, I've added a text from me, just really a testimonial about it. And I'm texting that to my top agents. So that's like the first step. The next step is we'll go broader and we'll take that same video with a text from me and we'll attach a slide dial, and that one will go out to the masses so we can get more bandwidth, because I'm not going to be able to call 800 people. But I definitely want to make sure that our A agents get a personal phone call from me, because then I can really have, this type of conversation. So I watched that video too a couple of times just prior to making those calls, because there's some really good takeaways and some phraseology that some of those agents are using in there. And I think that we can just kind of reiterate that when we're having discussions, because we know with our agents where their pain point is. We know if they're trying to grow a team. We know if it's, digital or social. So then we can just kind of pick up on that and then piggyback on whomever was saying that in the video. So that's my strategy.
Love it. So I will, in a second here, pull up what it sounds like exactly when Kelly actually calls an agent. But any comments on her strategy? And Deborah, why don't you go first? Anything you want to say or share on what Kelly's doing?
I love everything she's doing and agree with all of it, and do think the intro, whenever you send the text, I was thinking about that. Anyone who's direct messaging on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you give kind of a warm, like if you've never talked to this person, give them kind of a warm intro. But I also wanted to highlight what Keith Collins, I don't know if you saw his story on Instagram. He made a big post that said, agents, you have to check this out. I can get free tickets for you. America's top 32 agents, $4 billion in production, sharing TED Talk style. And then he even did this, which I love. It says, want tickets? And he did a poll. So that's something I would recommend and add, because that makes it really easy for someone to say yes, where I can just click, yes, I want a ticket. And that helps with your engagement, where it shows, Instagram likes that when you have people engaging with your stories or engaging with your content. So not only helps him, but what a super easy way for someone who may not know you well, but you're giving away tickets and you can just click, yes, you want one, where it doesn't feel, maybe as intrusive. It just makes it easy. So I love what Keith Collins is doing as well.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that until you said it. And I actually,
Yeah.
of course, I'm a multitasker. I'm like, check out Keith, and I'm like, fire, clapping. So Keith just got blown up by me. And gosh, I'm going to try to text Keith to see if he could jump on this call. Might be too late for him, but guys, do what Keith Collins is doing. That's legit. Jody, anything you want to say about what Keith is doing, or anything you want to say about what Kelly's doing?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be doing that today as well. I know that when I see the polls or the yes or no questions on Instagram, I'm much more likely to answer those as well. The one thing that I also in the follow-up phone calls that I'm going to have with the agents is I'm going to share my experience with the content that's been provided and the Modern Mortgage Summit. Just the value that I found in that, and the takeaways and the playbooks and all that I have implemented in my business that have helped me. And I want them to know that, although I haven't attended a real estate summit, just the value in the Modern Mortgage Summit. And I know it's going to be amazing, similar content for them to be able to really implement into their business.
Love it. So let's see what, Todd, anything you want to add? And then I'll share this Kelly Zitlow script, and we'll unpack that a little bit, and then we'll keep sharing ideas. Remember, guys, this is a mastermind. So if you have questions or comments, put them down below. All questions are great. There was someone that put a post, hey, can I just buy one ticket and have everybody come to my office and watch it? You could absolutely do that. You could also buy tickets, have everybody come to your office and watch it, and then say, and guys, you have a pass to this for 30 days afterwards. And then you could also, as Todd said, after the event, take the show notes and literally mastermind and use it as a tool to mastermind afterwards. But you could do whatever is right for you. Todd, anything you have to add?
I think the three of you crushed it. I think in the end, you hit the nail on the head when you said multi-channel earlier, right? So I love the fact that we've got different examples of here how people are doing it. I look forward to this next video from Kelly, because I think it expands a little bit on what she's doing and why she's crushing it, and I guess in need of more tickets is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, right. And then I want to also make a little segue before we play this. You could replace this Modern Real Estate event with appraisal gap strategy. So Kelly made a YouTube video talking about how she's solving the appraisal gap issue, and she put it on YouTube. She could take everything that we just talked about, slide dial, call, text, IG Messenger. Hey, I'm doing a viewing party at my office where we're going to do a lunch and learn on how to, help buyers make winning offers. Like, how are we going to prep them before the meeting? And then when an appraisal gap happens, how are we going to do it? You could like right now, this week, the fact that we have so many rock star real estate agents on this stage, like this week until Wednesday of next week, you should be promoting this. But guys, the next week, it could be the appraisal gap strategy. And you know what the next week it could be? How to create urgency and create clarity and confidence with first-time home buyers. Like, you could make that a show. So you could create your own show and just keep playing this forward for the next 3 months, taking the biggest pain points for agents in the market, how you solve them uniquely, not talking about how low your rates are, not talking about how fast you close loans, but talking about how your advice makes a difference. You could just keep doing whatever we're doing right now, only it's not Modern Real Estate Summit. It's another piece of content that you've created. So let's see what Kelly's doing, what she's saying.
Well, I think first I would just start by edifying them or creating a triangle of trust. So how do I know them, right? Is it just because I've heard of them, or were they a listing agent on a cross sell? So I have a pretty extensive database, and I always kind of back into the audience. Do I know them? Do I not know them? And so depending on that, obviously, if there is a triangle of trust, I would just piggyback off of that and just say, hey, Jill Bright over at Chicago Title told me that you are amazing. And I know we've worked together in the past. I wanted to share with you this great event that's coming up. Watch your text. I just sent it over. Ryan Serhan's going to be there, as well as great agents from across the country. And I just think it's going to be awesome. So I'd love to invite you to be my guest. That's kind of how I would do it.
Yeah, we're going to have the 30-day, and we're also going to create like summary of notes. So literally, we're going to arm everybody with here's takeaways, here's notes.
Yeah. So what I'm telling, I'm so glad you said that, because I'm already telling people they'll have a 30-day access to it, so they can go back and tune in if they missed any part of it. But my debrief and my takeaway or the follow-up is really just, hey, don't miss so-and-so. Oh my gosh, so-and-so, like that's going to how I'm going to be leveraging the follow-up, and then just getting face-to-face, so Brian Nora talked about whatever. I know this is something you really wanted to focus on in your business. Let's get together and strategize. So that'll be the takeaway.
So any thoughts or comments? I have one more video I want to play around what Dan Keller is saying, because I think it's a really cool angle while we're teaching and training. But Todd, anything you want to share?
Yeah, what I loved is the fact that Kelly watched it a couple of times and that she knew, the prospects well enough, and then mentioned a video. Hey, I think you could really learn from this one. And, all these people have such a giving heart. One of the speakers, Rudy Kasuma, just sent me 2 more videos. He did one on how he's creating inventory in a tight market. Like, those are the kinds of things that your agents need right now. And so as you kind of understand what these agents are talking about, that's a great thing just to kind of use as part of your, hey, I got a great opportunity for you, whether, again, if you're giving them a pass, or to say, hey, I'm going to watch this, come watch it with me, or say, hey, I'm going to watch it, you should buy a pass and watch it too. It works for all of those strategies. So I think that's really the biggest thing, is I'm taking that piece of content that she's watching it and customizing what she's saying to people.
Deborah, any comments or thoughts from you? Then Jody, and then we're going to bring Dan Keller on stage.
Yeah, that was exactly what I noticed too. What Todd said is, when you already know your relationships, which hopefully you're having those conversations with them, but maybe taking the angle of a new agent that you're trying to nurture, and just ask them, what are your challenges right now, and let them speak. And once they pinpoint what their challenges are, then you can introduce the summit as a resource or a solution to that challenge, by making it specific to them. I like that.
And then Jody, anything you want to add or say before we bring Dan Keller on stage?
Yeah, I love what Deborah just said about, asking them what their, pain point is, what they're struggling with. And then also, and Kelly's so good at this, about edifying the agent and making them feel, important, and building that triangle of trust with them right off the bat. It's so important.
Yeah. And guys, what Kelly did, not only did you hear a great way to call a big agent in your market, you got the playbook and the structure to call agents with anything and everything. That triangle of trust at the beginning was great leadership from one of the best loan officers in the country. And again, today it's Modern Real Estate Summit. Tomorrow it could be a lot of different things. So let's hear how Dan is positioning this event with agents, because I thought this was very unique and a great hook, like just a great way to get a baller agent to say, thank you. Yeah, I'd like 3 tickets, not only for me, but a few members of my teams. So let's check out Dan Keller, and then we'll debrief on it.
This event right now, every real estate agent I know up here in the Seattle marketplace is probably feeling the pain that the majority of real estate agents in America are right now. And it's a lack of inventory, competition, appraisal issues. And so I just take the approach with all my agents that I'm going to try to help them get better. I'm going to try to help them sell homes. I've said this in your community numerous times. My job is to help my real estate agents make more money, sell more homes. My job is to partner with the agents and help them put more money in their pockets. That's by getting referrals. That's by selling more homes, learning how to do video, learning how to prospect. And so a lot of my top agents have teams, right? And so they've got 3 or 4 or 5 up and coming real estate agents or buyers agents. And so this is just great training material for them. And so the way that I'm positioning the event is that it's a great team training opportunity. If you could literally learn from the best, if you had 3 hours to learn from the best of the best, and I'm talking, this is there's some big names on this agenda. So there's no doubt about it that the best of the best will be on this call, and they'll be sharing their strategies. If you had 3 hours or 4 hours or however long the event is going to be to learn from the best that are experiencing the same problems you are right now, this is an opportunity for you to train your club. And great leaders realize, Dave, and I know you know this, and I know Greg and a lot of the other people on the call know this, great leaders don't have to do it all. This is just a great opportunity for that. So one, I'm using the event for my realtors that have teams as a great team training event.
So guys, not only is this something that when you're calling a team leader, you're not just positioning, hey, this is for you. Because whereas they're a team leader, when they have, I don't know, most of the people I talk, they have a humility, but they're going to have a different perspective when you call them. If you're saying, hey, I've got this, and I want to make sure you've got a couple tickets, not only for yourself, but for your team. I want to help upgrade your team. That's going to be received differently. So I think it's important that you tailor this. And Jody, I don't know how you feel after hearing that, but even if you've already called a big agent and you've said, hey, I would love to get you a ticket, might be worth calling back. And you know what? I'd love to give you, I know you got 2 people on your team or 3 people on your team. I want to help upgrade your team. What are your thoughts on how Dan framed that and how he's going after it?
No, I totally agree. And I did reach out to one of the agents that registered this morning. I don't know if I already watched that video from Dan, but I did. He does run a team. He has, I think, about 10 agents under him. And I just mentioned that would be, a fantastic team training event. And he thought that was a great idea. So I think that's such a valuable tool for the teams as well.
Deborah, any comments or thoughts after hearing that?
I love it. And my brain immediately went to the loan officers that I help, that not only is this good for real estate teams, but you could use this as a loan officer, as a branch manager, as a recruiting strategy. Of part of our job as originators, and when I used to originate, I had to figure out what the pains were of the real estate agent. So talk about, if you brought your entire branch, if you're trying to court new recruits because you're a producing branch manager, and you say, this is one of the things that we do, is we take not only our loan officers, because let me tell you guys, the content that's going to be shared at this event for the loan officers that are attending, this is content you can use for the rest of the year for your social media outlets. Because so many times I hear loan officers say, I just don't know how to provide value. I don't know what to post. I don't know what the pains are. They're going to be explaining that at this event with giving you notes. So use this as a branch manager. If you are part of recruiting, invite a slew of loan officers and tell them to invite their top prospects or people they want to work with to be at this event. It doesn't just have to be for the real estate team leads. I think there's a huge angle for the loan officers and the producing branch managers out there, or those who are in charge of recruiting, that shows your core values of doing exactly what Dan says he does, making the agents better.
Love it. So I just saw a question for someone who wanted to sign up. You can go to modernresummit.com And towards the bottom of that page, you know, you can buy one ticket or you can buy either 25 tickets or 100 tickets. So check that out. I don't think Glenn or, you know, Realtor Glenn Bill will be here any minute now, but I want to make sure we know what Jeremy's up to. And then I also just got a video from a top producer. I think he's the #1 market leader in South Bend, Indiana. So let's check out what Jeremy's doing and then give any feedback on that, and then see what another loan officer's doing.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Jeremy Forcier here to let you know the Modern Real Estate Summit, April 21st. It's going to be incredible. So it's jam-packed, like almost 40, I think, of the top producers in the nation on the real estate side of things. And just think about how much we get poured into us and how lucky we are with the community that we have. People sharing great information, top producers, tips, tricks, tactics, all that stuff in the mortgage space. Well, this event is that for the real estate space, and we all need to help our realtors right now. Inventory's tight. It's difficult for some people to get off their feet. People are either absolutely crushing it or they're starving, and we need to give them the tools that they need to succeed in their business. So here's what I'm doing. Okay, I purchased 100 seats for the event for my agents. Now, you might not have 100 agents you work with. Hell, I don't either, okay? But I'm using it for all the agents I do work with and for ones that I really want to help and that I do want to work with moving forward, offering them a space to check this out. So if you want to do a solid for the industry, if you want to do a solid for your local realtors in your market, highly recommend not only that you attend the Modern Real Estate Summit, but that you invite as many agents as you possibly can to it, okay? It's gonna be fantastic. Hope to see you there.
So the one thing I'm always reminded with Jeremy is, remember, there's the words, there's the strategies, multi-channel, call agents, have good words, but it's the energy, it's the authenticity, it's being yourself. And Jeremy always does that. And so just remember, guys, upgrade yourself. I love what Kelly said. Make sure you watch the commercial a few times. Make sure you're feeling pumped. And when you're calling people, I think it's more important how you say it than actually what you say. You know, have that energy and attitude. So let's check out Jonathan, and then let's do some Q&A, and then hopefully Realtor Glenn Bill will be here any minute now.
Hey everybody, Jonathan McKinnis here from South Bend, Indiana. I am just excited about the Modern Real Estate Summit coming up. When I saw that there was a summit for real estate agents that would help loan officers connect with more real estate agents, I was just really excited as a branch manager and as a producing loan officer. And so looking forward to it. What we're going to be doing is really just connecting. I personally feel like it's going to help me add value to my loan officers within our branch and some of the surrounding loan officers within our company as well. So I purchased 100 seats to the Real Estate Summit, and going to allow some of our loan officers to invite real estate agents that they don't work with and some that they do to add value to their business, and also to allow me to add value to the business partners that I work with and those that I'm trying to connect with. And so to me, I see it in two ways. I see, number one, I'm going to get value out of it personally. I'm going to obviously give value to our real estate agent partners and those we're trying to build business with. And I think it's going to help me add value to my team and the other loan officers that I manage within our branch, and allowing them to connect with more people as well. So looking forward to it. Dave and Todd, thanks so much for what you're doing and how you're putting this on. I think this is going to be great, and looking forward to just a great summit. We'll see you guys.
Boom. So two ballers getting after it, doing the playbook. I could go on. I mean, I don't know exactly how many people have bought multiple tickets, but I know, Todd, we haven't hit 10,000 ticket sales yet, but I know we're going to hit over 10,000 ticket sales. So Deborah, any thoughts you had after seeing those two, or just anything else come to mind, or just a checklist that you want to give everybody?
I would have to think a little bit on the checklist, but the one thing that came to mind is don't forget about your title companies. Some of them have jumped through hoops for originators, especially over the past year with the refi market, that a good thank you and just representation of your brand in the community could be extending that and giving them some tickets as well, or offering a package for them to hand out to agents that they're also trying to court.
So time out. That was such a cool idea because first of all, just give gratitude to folks.
Mhm.
And while, you know, the title rep, the escrow agent, people surrounding you, but anybody, an MI rep. I mean, MI reps have bought these tickets. I mean, we've been contacted. Title companies have bought these tickets. So anybody that surrounds the real estate space should attend this event, you know, whether they attend all 6.5 hours or whether they watch the things that they want. This is something for everyone. So that was a new idea, Deborah. Thank you for bringing that to the table. Jody, before we bring Glenn Bill in, who it looks like has joined us, anything you want to share before we bring him on stage?
Just to piggyback off of what Deborah said, I did do that this morning and reached out to my title agent and offered her tickets. But then I emailed my team and gave them homework, and I asked them to, because we all use different title companies. And so I reached out to them and told them to reach out to their title reps and offer up those tickets. It's a great, like Deborah said, you're also offering, the title reps are going to be able to come in and they're going to be able to network, and they're providing value to their agents as well that they invite. So totally agree with that.
Love it. Todd, before we bring Glenn on stage, anything you want to make sure we tie down, ask, or pull out of these guys?
You know, I think the tie down I would have is I love the title idea. And again, when you're thinking about using this to get prospects, if you can have the title rep do, you know, be your caller, right? So think about that. You give 5 passes to a title rep. Hey, who are 5 agents that I should know? Can you call them and give them this pass? And then that'll give you the ability to connect with them later. So it's one way to maybe speed up the process. If you're thinking there's no way I can call 25 or 50 people this week, the title rep is great leverage.
So guys, we're going to bring Glenn Bill on stage. I have interviewed Glenn more times than I count. Every time I get this guy on stage, whatever my attitude level is, if I'm a 3, I go to a 4. If I'm a 4, I go to a 5. 5 being max it out. This guy pumps me up. So he's going to be on stage. He's going to be sharing some tips and strategies. We'll find out what he's going to talk about. And then Glenn, part of the promise of today's call, it's all about how can loan officers get 25 conversations with agents this week and next week, not 25 in 2 weeks, 50 conversations. And we're using the event right now as, call it the prop and the gift these 2 weeks. But I'm hoping you're going to give them some ideas, whether they bought tickets and they're giving them out or they have some other angle, they're going to get some ideas from you. So first of all, my brother, why are you excited about this event and what are you going to be sharing on stage?
Well, I think, look, at real estate is changing. We're in good. Hello, everybody. Hi, Deborah, Jody, Dave, and Todd. Great to have you, Todd. Thanks for allowing me to be a part of the great event. So cool to be a part of this. And we are in rapid change, and the word modern has never been more appropriate. Like real time right now, what is happening, what is modern? Look I haven't seen anybody put on an event like this. So I just think that the whole idea of a new beginning of what is really not current, but what is happening in the future. This is a platform with a concept around it that I'm not used to. And, you know, personally for me, and I think, you know, you guys were really smart to say, look, we want you guys to present. We don't want you to upsell. We've all been on them. Hell, I've presented on them, let's be honest, right? And so the fact that it's just bullet point TEDx type style of delivery, I think is real conducive to the average ADD realtor that's like, okay, 3 to 5 minutes, about right. So I just think the whole idea surrounding it, the process surrounding it, the deliverables around it are just very, very conducive to ultimate learning and to helping people sell more and make more, which is what this is all about. So that's what I'm excited about. And
what are you going
we got to push it. What's that?
What are you going to talk about? What are your sessions going to be about?
So I have a session on how to stay positive in a negative world. As you guys know, I'm the founder of the University of Attitude and have written books, and I do a lot with mortgage companies and Fortune 500 companies on attitude. So, you know, we realtors are challenged. Realtors may or may not be making a lot of money. think it's so interesting. I was just studying some social media content with a influencer in social media. He goes, Glenn, realtors need to quit putting all their pictures in Florida and how easy everything is in real estate. It's probably not a good strategy. I found that to be very interesting. And instead, we should be posting about the real hard work, the real challenge. And the bottom line is this is challenging, not only on a real estate sales level for agents, but I think it's challenging on a personal level for agents. And that's really what I love to do and where I thrive is helping people with their minds, right? Because we know you can't win in life, you can't win in business, you can't win in your relationships unless you win in your mind first. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how to win in your mind first to get things going. We are also going to do what's called the CACC formula, which I'm really excited about. Very, very basic formula. But when I'm going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to train 400 agents tomorrow. And I do that a lot. And so many people, when you ask them about, do you have the secret formula to production? Do you know how to reverse engineer your numbers to back into an income? Look at 80% of the agents that I talk to, they've never done it. And you go, God, this is so elementary. This is so fundamental. And I'm sure they've been told 20 times, right? You need to know how to re-engineer your numbers backwards. So I'm doing that. And then I can't remember my third one, to be honest with you, because I'm on way too many of these calls, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's, I know what it is. It's for sale by owner, just straight up FSBO, man. They're not for sale by owners. They're the fastest source of business opportunity. And I've always encouraged loan originators. And if I was a loan originator, the first thing I would do would be call on every for sale by owner in the marketplace. I would try to secure financing and or pre-qualification of a for sale by owner's buyers. But more importantly, I would develop the relationship so I could hand listings to my realtor partners. So I think we just did a fun little 3 to 5 minute script self-talk on how to approach, how to target, how to give value, how to engage, and how to list a for sale by owner. I'm pretty sure those are the 3 things that we did. So kind of fundamental, even though it's not real modern. These are the things that are getting people at closing tables right now, and they always will, no matter what.
Yeah, but there's a modern approach. I mean, you're probably using video, obviously using Mortgage Coach to pre-qual and give advice, using social media and, talking about how you're creating media and you're an influencer, dude. You're not just an agent, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're an influencer. And then you're applying that brand, that story to a for sale by owner. I mean, I can't imagine what an unfair advantage you have to most agents in your market because you are modern. You leverage media, you leverage technology, and then you apply that to old school strategies, So that is modern, by the way. I have to tell you, brother.
It is.
So also, guys, I'm going to be interviewing Glenn in about a half hour from when this call ends. We're going to be at 10:30. We're going to be doing, what's the topic we're going to do at 10:30?
It's going to be, I've created this new thing. It's called a Realtorpreneur. And it's come out of my source of sales real estate training. And a lot of people upset and pissed off about it because they want to put our realtors in a box and go, no, this is what realtors are. Just look at 1970, 80, and 90. And what I'm finding is this: realtors are becoming more entrepreneurial than ever. They are creating multiple sources of income. Great for them. And I have found that big producers, there are people that say, okay, I'm going to live in the real estate world. I'm going to list, I'm going to sell. That's all I'm going to do. And that's how I'm living my life. But what I found by being one of those guys, I did 236 transactions on my own in 2008, right? And I lived that life and I love that life, but I've been doing this 32 years. And I said, okay, I need to figure out how to do my life and my business differently. And so I'm really embracing the modern real estate agent to say, it's okay. You can have other income sources besides putting signs in yards and opening doors for people. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a realtorpreneur. What does a realtorpreneur look like? How can mortgage professionals seek out realtorpreneurs and help them with what they're doing to gain more business and more traction in their marketplace? And with that, and so that's what we're going to be talking about. All the different things that are involved with this whole new thing that I've created called the Realtorpreneur.
So that'll be streaming live in the Mortgage Coach Facebook group in 30 or 40 minutes. And it will also be in our YouTube channel by the end of the day. Stay tuned. So Glenn, we got 10 minutes.
Yes.
Give people some ideas to where they can this week get 25 conversations with agents, and obviously is, wherever it makes sense for you, leveraging this event.
Okay. So, I just always love doing this stuff with you, Dave. I think the very first thing, and if I know the three people that are on here with me probably have already said all these, so I apologize if I've duplicated. But I think the very first thing you need to do if you plan to get 25 conversations with realtors this week is to set a goal to get 50 conversations, not 25, and maybe 100 conversations, not 25. Here's what I know. If you want to really talk to 25 realtors, you need to create strategies that are going to force you to talk to 100 realtors. Chances are you're going to fall short, but you will hit your 25. Hopefully that makes sense. But I think, getting into your mindset from the very start that I got to talk to 50 realtors. Because I know when I was creating this list, I was like, I wasn't coming up with how to get with 25 realtors. So I shifted my mind right away and said, how am I going to get appointments with 50 realtors? And then guess what? They started flowing. So I think the first thing you need to do is raise your number from 25 to 50 or 100 and create a whole new flow of information. And you'll be amazed at how creativity really grows when you 5x your goal. And then all of a sudden 25 really is nothing, right? Now, I've mentioned open houses and FSBOs. My guess is that there are 25 open houses that are going to be occurring in your marketplace. Although I know that homes are selling very fast. If you look, I say go to work on Sunday. Go visit those people at open houses, have the tickets ready, have the link ready. And then guess what you get to do at the open houses, what I train mortgage people on all the time. Don't just put your name in the realtor's phone, put mortgage after the name, because real estate agents don't remember mortgage people's name, but they do remember to type mortgage in their phone. And then guess what? You come up. So as you're at the open house, say, hey, let's swap numbers. And then say, would you mind just putting mortgage after my last name? Because I've seen it. I had 175 agents like, I can't remember who the mortgage guy was. I'm like, put mortgage after their name. I do it. I type mortgage and then boom, all my people come up because they're under mortgage. We're real estate agents. We're not IT people. So when you go to those open houses, make sure they put mortgage in your name. Trust me, those realtors will have your contact info forever and they'll know how to find it. I love favorite agent forwarding events. So agents that are your favorite people that you love on Facebook are getting invited to events. And there are agent events that are out there. There's agent events that are going on. You need to call your favorite agents and don't say, hey, I need to talk to 5 agents. You need to say, Mr. and Mrs. Agent. What events are you getting pinged on through Facebook? Like what realtor events are happening? So what is happening now is you have your hyper local boards, our downtown committee, North Siders, West Siders, East Siders. These groups are starting to meet again. And if they're not, they're meeting virtually. So you need to, and that's idea number 4, you need to get into your local board and you need to find out who in fact is the chairperson of each and every, what do we call them, subcommittee, or in Indianapolis, we have North Siders, South Siders, downtown, East Siders, West Siders, and we have all these little different things. You need to find out who the chairs are on each of them. They're all dying for content. They're all going, hey, we have 25 people that are attending our virtual event. And then you need to go be their guest speaker over the next 10 days. They'll go, oh my God, great. Just say, I only want 5 minutes. We got the most unreal training program available to realtors in today's current market. And boy, I just love to get on. So those subcommittees is what we call them at the Indianapolis Board of Realtors. I don't know what you guys call them, whatever market you're in. But if you're not leveraging the wonderful people down at the Board of Realtors and personally introducing yourself and talking to the training directors at the local board and becoming their friends and providing value to them, they literally will be able to walk you into 25 realtors right now. I have always believed, even when I prospected for buyers and sellers, I don't prospect one-on-one, I prospect one-on 25. Right? When I'm going prospecting, I'm not looking to prospect one-on-one. I'm looking to prospect to groups, period. That's how you do it. And that's how you magnify. I heard you guys talking about title. Just last Saturday, I spoke to Residential Warranty Services. Residential Warranty Services touches 400,000 transactions a year. National inspection company. Unbelievable what they're doing. I got to speak to their leadership team. And you know what? Warranty companies are really connected with a lot of mailing lists, a lot of realtors. And you know what? They're dying to provide value for realtors, which gets us into what I think is the easiest way to get 25 conversations. You need to start a Facebook Live every day at noon. I prefer on StreamYard because I can post it. Anybody that follows me, I speak every day, 3 o'clock on attitude. We're talking about empathy today. So come check me out every day, 3 o'clock. I have, this month is Global Attitude Awareness Month, and I'm on Facebook Live talking about 30 different aspects of attitude. 10-minute show, we're in or out. But guys, call a real estate agent, call 5 real estate agents and say, hey, I'm doing a Facebook Live. Would love to interview you. Real estate agents love to be interviewed. They love to be significant. They love to be, our egos are incredible. We can never be on Facebook Live too much. So I would like right now commit to starting a real estate show or a mortgage real estate show that is live all the way through the event, and pump the event and say, you know, whatever, I don't know if it's free, if it's not free, but for God's sakes, go live, go live, go live, and do it on your personal page. Don't listen to people, oh, you should mix personal and business. Screw that. I mean, you know, I make a lot of money on social media and I offend a lot of my friends. You know what I tell them? Turn me off. It's cool. Unfriend me. I'm fine. And I go from 5,000 down to 4,900 and I'm back at 5,000. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to be a social media police. I'm here to do business, and I'm going to use my personal page for business. And if people don't like it, they can unfriend me, unfollow me, hide me, whatever. I don't care, because I go to more closings than most people. All right, so go live every single day. Get into your local board. I talked about that. And then let's see. Oh, so title warranty, look at continuing ed. Continuing ed is coming up. It's the end of June. I don't know if you know continuing ed instructors, but I'd get into them. They got a really good mailing list. I would be strategizing with the leaders in continuing ed in your marketplace because they got realtors flocking to them. See, marketing is not about me getting my name out there. It's about you getting your name into my mailing list. And so I want to strategically find people that are building realtor mailing lists and affiliate type businesses, and I want to market with them, and I want to share lists with them. The other ones are the inspectors. Hello, home inspectors. Who knows how many homes are selling in the market and who's doing the deals? Well, guess what? Last time I checked, every home that sells, both realtors on both sides are going to the home inspector. So some of the greatest people and you know, realtors hate inspectors. Dumb strategy. Start loving home inspectors. Start helping home inspectors, because you know what? They're in every deal. And they're people that have great mailing lists. And they're the people that I can call up and say, hey, what realtor has sold 10 homes this month that is just blowing up your inspection call center? Boom, there it is. Great, there you go. So don't start being friendly with inspectors, realtors, if you're out there. I know this is mostly mortgage people, but mortgage people, if you can create the relationship between inspectors and agents, that's good. possibly a fantastic Facebook Live. I'm going to have a realtor, I'm going to have a home inspector, and we're going to go at it on Facebook Live. What's up? Let's get that done. All right. So I think that's about it. The last thing that we've always talked about, Dave, the most important person in the marketplace, the most underpaid, the most underappreciated, but the biggest influencers in every real estate marketplace, the sales manager. So if you are a loan originator, I would get an Excel spreadsheet with every sales manager in the marketplace, and I would begin to interview them on Facebook Live. I would begin to have private meetings with them on Facebook Live, because if there are major shifts in any brokerage, which opens up an avenue for you to do more loans and to get in the office, the sales managers know. And the sales manager's got the toughest job in America. And so like I would start creating a sales manager support group or whatever you need to do. These people need you, but these people know who's moving. They know who's selling. They know they're the emergency room of the real estate market. They're the emergency doc in the real estate market. Connect with sales managers. One sales manager will bring you 5 realtors, right? So all I got to do is hit 5 sales managers. Now I got my 25. That's what I just came up with, Coach. That was you talked to me an hour ago, and that's what I got.
You killed it, brother. As always. Real
Good.
quick, Jody, I saw you taking notes. So did you get any value from that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was amazing. I love you, Glenn. I love your attitude.
Oh, thanks,
And
Jody.
I took crazy notes. I'm going to go check out the University of Attitude. Crazy notes. I can't wait to go back and watch the call again.
I love it. Hey, check us out at the Get Attitude podcast. We have the biggest influencers and innovators in the world that are on my podcast, but it's on Facebook. I'm trying to get those numbers up. And
I will do that.
yeah, and Dave was a guest. I think I definitely need to get Win by Noon. I got to get Todd Bookspan on there. And we have people like Les Brown, Glenn Sanford just came on. So we got some pretty major people. Steve Jacobson obviously was there. Jody, who are you with?
I'm with Universal Lending. We're in Denver.
Cool. All right, good.
We'll get them all on. And closing thoughts, Deborah, and then Todd, I'll have you wrap it up. But this is in my opinion, it's been a powerful hour to help you get not 25 conversations with agents, 5x it, shoot for 100. And if you get less than that, that's fine. But Deborah, any closing thoughts from you?
Yeah, the only thing I thought of is don't forget about your clients. And so if you're following the Win by Noon planner, which I hope all of you are, today is status update calls, right, Todd? I believe it is.
It is.
But you're having conversations already. Maybe some of the new contracts you're getting in clients that you've helped or repeat clients, it's like, hey, I'm doing a watch party. This would be a great gift to your agent. The best way to say thank you to your agent is either with referrals or, something like this, where it just so happens my lender partner has 100 tickets. Some of you helped 500 families last year. I mean, you could ask, hey, if you love your real estate agent, I've got tickets, use this as a gift and make it centered around giving.
Deborah, you were just pulling out the innovations today, Oh,
I've got more. I've thought of more. I got more.
I know. Well, so guys, make sure you follow Modern Real Estate Summit on IG, on Facebook. Deborah's managing that. So I'm sure some of this value will be in there. We'll be making micro content around it. We'll be giving you guys that Keith Collins playbook. I'm going to be interviewing Keith before the day is out. I'll stream that into our Facebook group. So if you want to hear what Keith is doing on Instagram, I'll have that playbook by the end of the day. Todd, wrap it up and close us out.
Well, first off, any of you who are leaders here, you should have Glenn come speak at your next sales rally. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind. A few years back, I was fortunate enough to fly in -4-degree weather into beautiful Indiana, and I got to speak in between Indiana legend Bobby Knight and Glenn Bill, 2 legends there, and I was blown away by what he delivered. So I would say any of you who are leaders or any of your loan officers, suggest to your leaders to bring Glenn in, because he just crushed it for the mortgage company there, and it was just amazing content. The other thing I would tell you guys is do all the things that he just said, because the bottom line is I think that's where most people get burned out, right? You say, I'm going to do 25 calls and you get to 20, you're like, oh, I'm really tired. So I love the fact that Glenn's up in our attitude. And I love the fact that he's going to be bringing the basics to the Modern Real Estate Summit, because in the end, a lot of your real estate agents need that. And ironically, the Modern Mortgage Summit, a lot of the feedback that we got were about the basics that people put in there. And so you guys know that who were there. And this is just a great opportunity for you to share it. So I would do what Jody said. I'm going to rewatch this call and I'm going to take some tips. I got 2 pages of notes on Glenn. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
And my closing thoughts are, guys, just do it. Get after it. Don't overanalyze it. This week and next week could literally be the most conversations you have with an agent for the year. This event is exciting. We've given you links, whether you want to sign up. And remember, I started at the beginning. If you don't want to buy a ticket for yourself, if you don't want to buy tickets for others, still put some energy around it, promote it, talk about it. And guys, my why am I doing this event? Why am I helping Todd do it? At Mortgage Coach, we want to change how people get into debt in America. We believe that when someone gets a mortgage, it's the biggest financial planning decision they'll ever make. And just getting a rate, a payment, and cash to close, it's not in the family's best interest. They should get options. They should get cost over time. And here's the deal, guys. 10,000 realtors are going to hear about this next week. We're going to insert Mortgage Coach stories and strategies within that. And they're going to be texting their loan officers, calling their loan officers, saying, why are my families not getting a total cost analysis? Why are my families not getting a RIP versus own? So it should be a very big milestone in the Mortgage Coach mission. So this call is a wrap. Thank you, everybody. Glenn, I'll see you in 25 minutes, brother.
I will be ready.
All right. Take care, y'all.
All right,
Jody, thanks for jumping in. Appreciate
Good
you.
to meet you, Jody. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate you, bud.
Glenn, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.